name's Raymond McNamara. Time now 7:21 a.m. the 16th of January 2023. She's arriving home today. I took a shower. I shaved. I trimmed my hair a little bit, cut my eyebrows, my nose hairs, brushed my teeth. Everything's clean. I'm gonna make sure it's perfect for her when she gets back. The cuckoo clock. Tick, tick, tick away. I used my own shampoo. And Frankie's right there. He's doing well. Kat stayed with me during the time that she was gone. And we communicated a lot through text. Mostly I. But the information shared in reference to what it is I can prove 100% might, I don't know. Why don't we just see what happens? On that note, I'll have to go to a resource center tomorrow morning and meet the executive director to find out how it is that I can either get into a place to rent or purchase a car. All my electronics in one way or another are damaged. I have no phone. I have no internet. She's blocked me on the internet. I have no money. I have no food stamps. I'm not receiving any generated mail from Social Security here, where my driver's license is associated to, for public records for all you wonderful. And on top of that, the cats haven't thrown up one time during the time that she's been gone. And there's a lot of things that triggered the events through communication through text yesterday. And keeping her in the loop to make sure she doesn't cause me no more problems. I'm a slave here for her. I'm dedicated to taking care of the cats, keeping clean, keeping my environment clean. I'm going to be sending her a text in a little bit. She has no problem throwing me out on the street and letting me rot. And she has no problem throwing my cat out. Rimpy. She doesn't like Rimpy. Rimpy is very, very, very much afraid of Leslie. Rimpy is constantly staying by the computer bags because she knows this is my stuff. So as long as she knows my stuff is here, this is where she stays. Wherever I go, she goes. Leslie's like, I don't mind if Rimpy stays here, but you gotta go. Now on top of that, Rimpy's scared to death of her. And then we have this situation. This cat, Frankie, likes my little Rimpy and wants to have what we call a play date. We know what a play date is, right? That's two cats engaging. Well, this cat, Rimpy, doesn't want to engage with Frankie. There's a lot of things that are causing great complications. This cat is preventing me from getting out and about. My location is crippling me. She says I can't walk through the park. I can't go to the clubhouse. Can't talk to anybody. And I'm to stay right here. I can't even go sit in the yard unless she says it's okay. There's a heavy frost outside. And the roof over there, I don't know if you can see it. Can you? I don't know. Anyways, that roof. I don't even know if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. Has frost on it, like snow almost. It's ice cold outside. I'm going to clean the toilet. I emptied all the trash. The cats haven't thrown up. There's one tiny little liquid pile out there. Let me show you. Now, if it wasn't for these recordings, there's no telling how serious this situation could have actually gotten. There's a little, that's all that's happened since she's been gone. There's the frost. Here I am. This is the tripod. I'm going to clean the cat litter box over here. I already did the other side. Trash is out there. Bathroom. Perfectly clean. I'm going to pick that mat up and hang it up. Sink's clean. Going to clean the mirrors, clean the toilet, empty the trash, wipe the floor. Ran the vacuum cleaner. Shower's completely clean. Didn't use her Redken. Did not use her Redken. I have my Pantene. This data is another obstacle. It's causing lots of complications as far as my freedom to move about. I'm kind of caught. The Resource Center to meet with the executive director, Brett, is supposed to take place tomorrow morning. If worse comes to worse, I'm showered, I'm shaved, I'm clean, my clothes are clean. I may be on the street with my cat, and if that's the case, I'm going to have to figure out a way to stay warm and safe. And that's just the beginning. Then I have to figure out how to maintain Rimpy out there, as I did with Lily and Rimpy. It's just going to be a reenactment. With all that's going on, I haven't slept very well. I haven't eaten very well at all since she's been gone, even though there's plenty of food, my food, from the food pantry, not her food, because I'm not allowed to touch any of her food, yet alone put any of my food in the freezer. I didn't even eat any of her pizzas. Dollar pizzas they are. She won't give me my mother's data. She knows I have nowhere to go, no money, no food stamps, no car. A suspended driver's license of $110 or $125. No credit, no friends, no family, no parents. And she witnessed a lot of the stuff that happened. And granted, I did do some foolish things. I was a little wasteful with the money, but I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't go gambling, didn't go on vacations, didn't go on any excursions, didn't take any pleasure delights for myself, such as body rubs, massages, entertainment. Did I say gambling, drinking, clubbing? I didn't do any drugs. All I did was develop, learn, and become better than I was in past tense the day before. A lot of people know the situation. Poppy and Trini are going to get real sick. Because right now it's warm enough in here for me like this. If she were here, it'd be ice cold in here. But during the summer, it's okay to leave the AC on 24 hours a day, even when she's at work at 71 degrees. 24 hours a day. But can't run the AC, I can't run the heat a little bit because it's uncomfortable for her. She can't sleep in the heat. If I had done anything wrong, or I had any past record, criminal record, I would technically be in a lot more trouble than I currently am as far as a complicated situation. She actually told me to accept a plea bargain that the state was going to offer me on a false charge of a DUI and then trying to sting me on several other accusations in Brevard County. She told me, take the plea bargain. And when I said no, the end result is I'm free. There's a lot more to it than that. If worse comes to worse, I'm as prepared as I'm going to be go to the street with my cat Rimpy in ice cold weather, with no way to move, survive, or care for myself or clean for myself other than public facilities with a cat. It's not like I'm in a little bit of a complicated situation. Stove's clean, oven's clean, I laid fresh tinfoil underneath the rack in the oven because I spilled some coffee on the stove and it went through the port into the oven. The sink's clean. Like I said, I'm going to clean the toilet with some bleach. I'm going to wipe the mirrors down. This side's already clean. I did this a couple hours ago. There's usually vomit on this side all the time. Not anymore. Perfectly clean. I took care of the orchids, the plants, made sure everything stayed inside for the freeze. And $7:31 a.m. Don't get me wrong. I wish her well. I hope she gets better. She's got a lot of things going on in her life. Possible health conditions, possible family conditions, possible work-related issues, financial concerns, unlike all of us, of course. But maliciously, deliberately, and because of her concern to my well-being and my cat, she's going to throw my cat and I out on the street. Quite possibly today. Maybe tomorrow. I have a phone that's supposed to come in on Thursday. I have a lot of texts in the past 18 hours that can validate a lot of what I say when it comes to the response from the other party. And I got a lot more texts that I sent pointing the finger at the truth that I can prove. So not only is it your opportunity, but it's her opportunity to call me out. Not only that, she's witnessed over the phone as well in person. Right, life? Up center. Carly, Jane McNulty Sneed. Dan Silvestri, Carly's go-to guy. Treasure Coast Homeless Service Center. All these things she's witnessed and won't put nothing on paper. But it doesn't matter whether it's on paper or not. I'll have a lot of text and a lot of information and a lot of proof as to the BS, dictation, and controlling nature of not only others, but agencies as well. I'm the wrong pussycat to try to control. Because trying to control this pussycat, you're not going to do it. Now, because I'm a little bit more concerned, a lot more concerned, and so be it, I'm going to feed the cats another small serving this morning. I'm going to give the cats the flea medicine. I'm a little concerned about giving the cats the flea medicine in the middle of the month because she's not going to stay on the same protocol because her protocol is the first of the month. So if I give them the flea medicine today, except Frankie because he's still a little under the weather, I'll have to mark it down on her calendar. I asked her if she can get me a calendar, and she says you can go buy one at the dollar store, but I don't have any money. It took so much just to get to a food pantry, and the only reason she brought me to a food pantry before she left for Clearwater is because if she didn't, chances are I was going to eat some of her food. And she got a lot of food. And she brought a majority of it over to her son because he's having a bit of a hard time, apparently. Who knows? Family problems. Does anybody want to leave me a comment as to how many of 100 people think that I'm the wrongdoer and that I should be punished for my actions? And that my cat and I should be thrown out on the street, attacked, starved, froze, stressed out. Does anybody out of 100 people think that I deserve this treatment? I may not be the nicest guy. I'm certainly not violent. That doesn't mean if somebody walks up on me, I'm going to let them take me down, but I don't go out of my way to hurt somebody. Leave me alone, I'm sure enough to leave you alone, but unfortunately, people are left alone because they have a home. I don't have a home, I'm out there on the street, per se. So for that simple reason, I'm subject to a situation which is different than a majority of the population that has some sort of education, scruples, morals. I mean, it's like I'm overwhelmed, overloaded, and I'm so determined to learn that I'm fighting for my survival, protecting my cat, my data, my health, my hair. Pathetic. Now I have to finish the dishes, which is just this in her glasses. I'm boiling my coffee in a pot. She even yells at me because the pots get a little stained, but there's no Comet or anything to clean it. And when I use a Comet to clean the sink, I get yelled at. I didn't go through anything in the house like people normally do. They go through people's property. I didn't do none of that. I didn't use anything of hers. Not even any butter. Not even any pasta. The only thing I used was a few ounces of laundry soap. The rest I used my shampoo to hand wash whatever it was I was hand washing. And a little bit of electricity. I mean, it's like I don't even want to touch anything in the house and clean it, because if I do something and I break it accidentally, or it breaks on me, such as cleaning a mirror or anything, and something happens, I get punished for it. So even though I don't use this mirror, she loves to look at her reflection, so I figured I'll go ahead and just keep it, clean, so when she gets back and she throws me out, she can go ahead and reflect on her image. Well, I've gone ahead and cleaned the mirror. Just gonna clean the toilet. And now, I slept in the bed for maybe 3 hours. Didn't like it, so I went back to the couch during the time that she's been gone. Normally, I sleep out on the screen porch in the ice cold. Anyways, everything's clean here. Now we're just gonna go ahead and finish the toilet. There's no telling just how much trouble I'm gonna be in when she gets back. That all depends how much she wants to punish me. She wants to see me suffer. I know what's going on. She's called me and done so much to me. So many bad names and so many bad things. And a lot of people know it. And I don't need to worry about anybody knowing it. I recorded it. Outside. Common ground. So I don't come inside when she's here, because she's not going to let me take my computer bag in here. Rimpy's going to freak out. Rimpy doesn't like to come in here if I'm not in here. Etc., etc., etc. It's 7:54 a.m. How many of you think you could actually pull off what it is I'm doing in the position and currently, the current position the situation that I'm currently in, with the complications that prevail, how many of you think you can do it with no credit, no friends, no family, no parents, no references, no money? There's a lot more to it. How many can do it? Well, probably a lot of you saying I'd never get in that situation. Probably a lot of you saying, yeah, I can easily get out of that. No credit, no money, no transportation, no friends, no family, no parents. And the loss of so much, and all the death in my recent past that surrounded me with the life of other entities that I loved so much that it just broke me apart. I had to recover, regroup, gain my composure, redevelop. You might think you can do it, but when I launch the data properly, I want you to pay attention and focus. And then come to your conclusion. Did that really happen to this guy? Remember, no drugs. I didn't fall into a bottle. I didn't fall into a pipe. I didn't fall into anything. Now, one thing's for sure, I gotta make sure that heat's off and it's not warm in here when she gets back. Because if it is, that's definitely a trigger to get punished. Why is it warm in here? Did you have the heat on all this time? And it took me a little while to get moving. I have no idea what I'm in for when she gets back. No telling. But I do know one thing. When she gets back, she's not going to have anything to say about how clean this place is. She'll probably say, thanks for taking care of the cats and keeping things clean. Now you got to get the hell out. Probably what she's going to say. And she'll probably be kind enough to say, I'll go ahead and drop you off over at the storage unit like she did last time and left me there for 2 days. Out on the street, technically. In Fort Pierce. With my cat. And no food. No money. Nowhere to go. She left me out on the street there. Then I gotta drive. Somebody drove me from the storage unit to the plaza in hopes that I can get to the airport. Then the state police brought me back with my luggage and my cat from the plaza after I was there for 2 or 3 days to the storage unit. Then she came and picked me up. And now she's going to do it all over again. I'm really debating on what to do with this flea medicine. Should I give it to the cats now? Or should I just let her do it so she's aware of the timeline? This is Poppy. Very fragile cat. Old. There's Frankie. There's Rimpy. I'm just overwhelmed. The next thing, I gotta now turn the heat down, right? Or turn it off, but I can't leave it on 76. I have to turn it all the way down to 71, then shut it off. Right now it's 77 degrees in here. She'd flip out. Blow a gasket, who knows? Too hot in here. Told you don't turn the heat on. I don't like it when it's hot. Usa. Okay, stove's clean. Although I am going to give Frankie another little dose of his medicine because we got a little off track on the timeline for the medicine when he threw up a couple days ago. I haven't been giving him any of the gabapentin because the gabapentin, it's so old that it's melted to the bottom. And we all know that gabapentin has an expiration date. Toilet. I brought the camera in here. I cleaned the toilet with the bleach. Wiped everything down and was talking about the only thing I'm not going to do is dust. That in itself could get me in a lot of trouble. I've been told not to walk around the park, go to the clubhouse, talk to any neighbors. Out of respect for her, I've done that, which technically means I'm isolated and crippled right here at this property with no means or ability to get anything done or go anywhere. I'm having a real hard time working with old damaged equipment and nowhere to lay out all my paperwork and navigate this without any stress. I don't have any help or support from anybody. I'm not having too much resistance from others, but I'm having a lot of resistance right here. Now I emptied the trash. It smells really nice in here. I'm going to just put this up here for later use. Put a fresh roll here. Filled up the toilet paper inside. Paper towels. Soap dispenser. Cleaned the mirrors. Everything's nice and clean. I'll come back and deal with the bottle of bleach and the hairbrush. Turn the soap dispenser right way so the label shows so she doesn't get there'll be no wet towels in the bathroom. Everything's going to be dry, clean, proper. I'm going to clean this mirror right here because I can see a couple of spots on it. I'm going to clean the TV and if she should just pop up like she likes to surprise me so she could yell at me or see if I'm doing something wrong because she doesn't want to do her research and watch the videos. I know she is, and I know she has people watching. Her friends, family, whatever. As of right now, I'm in real good shape. And we all know how people love to play with other people. Let me give you an example. Open the top of a salt shaker. Tampering with things. We know what we're talking about here, right? These are people who are nasty. I didn't do none of that. I'm going to run the vacuum cleaner and I'm going to clean it. Now, a couple days ago, the top of this broke off. And we all know that when we have a bottle at the sink, underneath the sink, whatever, we usually grab it from the top. We don't reach down and grab it like this. If I'd have left that crack like that, she'd have picked it up, broke off, bottle of bleach would have gone all over the place, like possibly on the cats too. I didn't do anything wrong. Oh, I hear a cat. What's going on out here? Frankie. Frankie's out there just meowing. So with no dusting involved, because she doesn't have a feather duster, I'm just gonna take a moment to myself and take a smoke break. It's a good thing I don't have any habits per se that could really cause me any problems. That was Frankie. He just came in. I gotta feed the cats, give Frankie a little bit of medicine. Clean the TV. clean the mirror, eat, get my food out of the fridge, clean the sink, empty the trash, and just make sure we got everything ready. Because I have a feeling this ain't gonna be pretty when she gets back. But when she gets back, although I may be inside, I can immediately go right outside should the environment turn unstable. Not by my own hand, just by me passing judgment before the event actually happens, dictated by my past exposure. Now Frankie's on that side. I'm gonna make sure there are no cats underneath there. She constantly is accusing me of taking, misplacing, losing, whatever, a pair of stainless steel cuticle scissors that she's had for 40 years. I've got about a dozen of those in the storage unit from my mom. Over 100 years old, or at least close to 80. When she lost her cell phone, the afternoon her son came over here with his daughter, smashed, she lost her phone. I got accused for it. Then she's like, can you please help me find it? Then I got accused for it again. Then she's like, what did you do with the phone? You steal it? Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. Then she tried to instill fear. Oh, Apple's got a tracker on it. I'll have my son come over here and we'll find it. She lost her freaking phone. Everything that she misplaces, loses, whatever, or even if she knows where it is, I'm at fault. I can't do nothing right because everything's wrong. Whatever I do wrong is right, which means everything I do is wrong, which in her eyes is right. And that's a reason for her to, and that's why I, from past exposure, know when it's time to keep the peace. Mood disorders, etc., etc., have to do with the aggressor. The aggressor keeps getting closer and closer and closer. And a lot of people won't back down, run away, or walk away, or move away. So the confrontation takes place. In my particular situation, I know right from wrong. When I see it, feel it, hear it, or know it, or past judgment from past exposure that it could, I remove myself. And I don't remove myself to another room. I remove myself right outside where all the neighbors can see. And that way, I not only have my data, but I have the neighbors that can verify it. Because if the neighbors say something different than what my recordings show, that gives me more leverage. Hello, Frankie. She doesn't brush Frankie. She doesn't give any of the cats catnip. My mom used to give the cats catnip. If I put any catnip down and she comes home, she'll flip out. I didn't have any catnip here to give any of the cats while she was gone. Otherwise, I'd have ran a little vacuum cleaner. I'm going to run the Roomba, whatever, Magic Genie. Clean that up. Got to clean this up. Got to empty the trash. You know what I got to do. I still got to work on this mess. But I'll tell you this much. When she comes back, she's probably going to say, "Do you run the vacuum cleaner? How did everything go here?" She's probably going to look in the fridge. And she's probably going to... Oh, Frankie's chewing on some plastic. Come on, you. And then she's probably going to say, "You need to leave. Get out now. Grab your luggage. Put it in the car. I'm going to drop you off in Fort Pierce." And if that's the case, my cat and I are going to have to survive some way, somehow. Now, tomorrow's resource day. I gotta go and speak to this executive director.